Hey everyone, excuse me. Um, I just wanted to pop in. I know it's been a while since I've been on here and recorded anything. Um, I just wanted to come on really, really quickly and just say, do not lose your faith or do not waver in your faith because God is always here. He is always present. He is always ready to assist in whatever way he can. And I know that sometimes uh, it seems that um, we don't hear God, or we're not sure if we're on the right path, or whatever the case may be. But anytime you get an urge to do something, to read something, or whatever the case may be, do it. Because in that moment, God is probably trying to prepare you for something, prepare you for what's getting ready to come next. So a few nights ago, I was asleep in my dreams, and for the last few weeks, I've been seeing the number 17 everywhere. And if you don't know, in the Bible, the number 17 um, means victory. It is, it stands for complete victory over the enemy, actually. And I've just been saying it, so I've just been really proclaiming this season as my victory season. No matter what's going on around me, no matter how things look, this is still victory season. So, a couple weeks ago, or maybe not, a couple days ago, I was asleep, and even in my dream, like I didn't see the number 17 in my dream, but like the number 17 kept popping up in my thoughts in my dream, which was really weird to me. And then I heard something say, "Flip it." So I'm like, "Flip it." So instead of 17, we're gonna do 71. So I'm like, okay, God. So I go back, stay asleep, wake up in the morning, and I still hear it, like flip it. I see 17 again, and I hear something say flip it. So I say, okay, I'll flip it. So then I heard Psalms 71. So I was like, okay, God, so you're telling me to read Psalm 71. So pull out my Bible and I read Psalm 71. If you haven't read it, it is a really awesome Psalms. It basically just um, is when David was praying to God about rescuing him. Like, you've always been here for me, even from birth, rescue me. And basically just saying, like, make the people who are laughing at me and make my enemies look like idiots and things like that. And so, not even later that day, I had, I don't even want to call it a blowout, but I had a disagreement of sorts with my best friend. She kind of knows what's going on with me and my husband, and I know that, she wouldn't be in, I don't want to say alignment, but she wouldn't encourage me. She wouldn't be in agreement with the fact that I'm still standing for my marriage. So I haven't even told her that I was. I haven't really told anyone. I haven't really spoken to anyone, since I've decided to go on this journey. I've kind of been to myself. I very rarely get on social media because it triggers some things sometimes. So I've just been pretty much staying to myself. I don't really text anyone, or anything like that. And so I had posted something on Facebook and I guess she took offense to it. And so she sent me a text message that was a little, it was a little upsetting for me, but I kind of just laughed it off. And, I said what I said back. And I kind of left it at that because it was like that morning, God had already prepared me for what was going to happen and having me read Psalm 71 because it was almost like God was telling me, like, something's about to happen, but I'm going to rescue you. And it just was so, like, wow, God, like, you really be looking out for me. Like, you really be doing it, so I just wanted to say, don't ever think that God has forgotten you or that he isn't going to do what he said he was going to do, because he is always going to do it. It may not be in our timing, because I know if it was up to me, my marriage would have been restored months ago. But this journey and everything, it's revealing something about you and about somebody else and your spouse, and it's showing you that people who were always there, sometimes they can't come with you on this journey. And that's not to say that once you get to the destination, they can't pick back up, or, things won't change. But this, like my previous video, it's okay to remain silent. This journey is very personal between you and God. And if you have someone or a prayer group who can be there, who can give you genuine encouragement and genuine prayers through this situation, I really urge you to stay to yourself and not really speak to anyone about it, because it's something that you're going to have to learn how to get through with just you and God. Most of the time when God calls us on this journey or gives us this journey, it is because He's trying to get something out of us. So I urge you to go to God and don't let your faith waver. Don't let anyone's opinions or oppositions or thoughts about what you're doing waver your faith. Excuse me. And if you notice that that is what's happening to you, walk away. Walk away. And create your space and your distance where you can create your own peace in the situation, because it's already enough that this situation can be pretty chaotic as it is. So you have to find areas where you can create your own peace through this journey, where you can say, okay, God, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to move. This is how I want this to be. And you can move forward in that. Don't continue to let anyone or anything else change your ideas about what God has told you, or change your mind about what God has told you. If you know in your heart of hearts that God has spoken to you and God has told you that, regardless of what it looked like, regardless of what your spouse did or is currently doing, if God told you that He is going to restore your marriage, He is going to do it. And if you need confirmation, ask Him for it. Because believe me, I ask almost every day. As soon as I have a conversation with my spouse and something don't go my way, or I feel like he said something that he shouldn't have said, or he made a comment, I go to God and pray. Go in my closet, go sit on the side of my bed and say, listen, God, if this is still what you need me to do, I need you to show me, tell me something. Okay? I'm telling you, you have to go to God about everything in this season, in this journey, in this wherever you are in your journey, you still go to God. And even once you've gotten to the point of restoration, do not stop going to God, because this journey is not just about getting your marriage back. It's about bringing your marriage to God and putting Him first in your marriage. So once the restoration really happens, that's when the real work starts. That's when that, even though your husband came back, he still hasn't got back with God. That's when the prayer really kicks in. That no matter what it looks like right now, that your husband may not be going to church, but give him some time. Keep going to God about it. Let God continue to work on him. It's one step at a time. Don't rush the process like I know I've been trying to do, and I know 1,000 other people have. We try to rush the process, and that's not God's will or His way. We have to give Him space to do what He is doing. I've been listening to this, my worship song right now, every morning is by, I want to say it's by Tribble or Tribal in Maverick City. It's Prepare a Way for Jesus. And all the song basically says is, prepare a way for Jesus, prepare a way for the King, get out the way for Jesus, get out the way for the King. So I'm going to come to you right now and tell you, get out of God's way. Let Him work. Get out of His way. Get out of His way. Let Him work. If that means that when your next time your spouse calls and they're irate and they want to fuss, you just say, okay, get out the way. Let God deal with them. Let God deal with your spouse. Let God deal with everything. You get out the way and prepare the way. By preparing, that just means you pray. That's all. You pray. You pray and pull down strongholds and you pray. That's how you prepare the way. You just go to God and pray, and that's how you prepare the way. And then you get out the way and let God do the work. Prepare the way and get out the way for God. Let him do what he needs to do in and through your marriage, because you can't help him. You can't help him. Nothing you can do can help God do this. He has to do it. So you have to get out the way and let him work. There's nothing for you to do but watch him and let him do what he does. He is capable of the absolute impossible. The impossible. And right now, most of our situations look pretty impossible. You thinking like, God, this marriage is too far gone. If you can do this, but we know he can do anything. He can do all things. So don't ever think that your situation is too big for God, because nothing's too big for him. If he told you he was going to do it, he's going to do it. All you need to do at this point is get out the way. Get out the way and let him do it. Hey everyone. Excuse me. Um, I just wanted to pop in. I know it's been a while since I've been on here and recorded anything. Um, I just wanted to come on really, really quickly and just say, do not lose your faith, or do not waver in your faith, because God is always here. He is always present. He is always ready to assist in whatever way he can. And I know that sometimes uh, it seems that um, we don't hear God, or we're not sure if we're on the right path, or whatever the case may be. But anytime you get an urge to do something, to read something, or whatever the case may be, do it. Because in that moment,